talking about Voltaire, and I will be explaining his views on government. So let's jump straight into this. So I made a nice little presentation about about everything that I'm going to talk about. So who was Voltaire? He was a Enlightenment writer from France. He was a historian, and he's very famous for his criticism of Christianity and slavery. Voltaire was an advocate of freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the separation of church and state. So Voltaire basically was a guy who just wanted the best for his people. He wanted a perfect society, and he strived to get that every single day. And obviously, he did not get that, but it is very important to know what kind of person Voltaire was. And that is why I'm going to be arguing that his views on government were very reasonable. He is a great person. He wanted what's best for his people. He wanted the well-being for his people to be taken into consideration. So I think that is very important in a kind of person that he is. And all his views on government were not just for himself, but for everybody else around him. And they were all very reasonable, in my opinion. There's very many opinions, but I think a lot of people can agree that he was in the right for thinking these things. So I'm going to be tying this in. All of this is tied in with big idea number 2, government, and also big idea number 3, beliefs in culture. So for the government, it's just obvious. I mean, it's all about government, his views on government. And he basically just has such a big say in how government is shaped today, and like just the way that some of the stuff that we have, like some of the things that we have and the way we have it, some of that is because of him. So that's why I'm going to put government into this, and I'm also going to put beliefs in culture, because everything that I'm going to be talking about today is about his beliefs and about his culture and what he believed that he wanted for his people, and what probably anybody would believe that they want for themselves and for people around them if they really cared. So next, I'm going to jump straight into his major works. So he was a writer, obviously, and he had some nice big hits about, and I'm not going to really summarize these books because they're not really what I'm talking about, but these books, if you ever do want to research them, these books tell you about his views on government and tell you kind of just about what kind of person he was. It just shows like him in depth. So I'm going to start with this one. Candid. I might not be able to say these very good, but I think this one is pronounced Candid. This one is Letters on England. This one is philosophical dictionary. And this one is Zadig. Zadig. I don't really know. Very hard to say. But yes, I just felt like those were important to be brought into this because they're his major works. That's what he stayed up all night doing. That's what he did with his life. He wrote books and he wrote things to show his feelings and showed what he thought about things. Next, I'm going to go to his themes. So all of his themes are about government and kind of in the freedom way. So that's very straightforward, just religious stuff, freedom, social things. He wanted a perfect society, and separation of church and state was a big thing that he wanted. He always strived for separate, like he wanted the church and state to be separate because he didn't want religion to come in between what the government thought or how the government treated people. And I guess that's still kind of going on today, and we might still need more of that, but it's nothing like it used to be. So yeah, I mean the themes are there and they're very straightforward. Next, I'm going to be going into why this is important. I feel like all of you guys watching this know that it's important, but I'm just going to say it anyways. It's important because like it's just important to know what government was like back then, just to know how good we have it now. I feel like that's a very important reason, and it also just shows how it's evolved and like how it's gotten better, how things have changed, and like just to show how it all started. Like people need to know the whole background. People need to know what government is, and I feel like this kind of stuff shows you what it is and how, like, it's just really good to know this kind of stuff. So there's some unexpected things that I did learn about him. He was a deist and not an atheist. I thought that was pretty unexpected. I thought he was an atheist, not a deist, but I don't know. I guess we learn something new every day. He worked 18 hours a day and he was fueled by coffee. Um, just think about that. I mean, he wanted this bad and he tried hard for the people around him. He stayed up 8 hours a day doing work, just doing work. Like, personally, me, I go to school for 7 hours a day, come home and sit on my butt. I'm not gonna lie. So I feel like more people need to be like this. He had a lot of determination to get what he wanted and to help his people. And yeah, I did not know that. I did not know that. So next, I'm gonna be going into his views on government. So this is basically what my whole capstone has been about from the beginning. So, I mean, his views on government are very straightforward. I've pretty much already said all of them. He just wanted what's best for his people. He wanted to cherish the well-being of his people. He wanted a government that was like that had his mind around um, reason, not power, and stuff like that. Because like a government who's based over power over reason is just like this government wants to be the strongest person in the world, but doesn't care about his people, and he just wants to be powerful. Like governments think that they're on top of the world, but they need to cherish the well-being of their people, and that's what Voltaire wanted the most. He wanted that for his people. He just wanted people to have freedom of speech, individual rights. He wanted people to have civil liberties, and he wanted the separation of church and state. He wanted all that kind of stuff. Everything that you can think of. Kind of think that everything that we have, that's what he wanted, and he never got that, but we have it now because of people like him. And how does this inform me? Kind of already talked about it. It kind of just informs me by not taking my government for granted, seeing how maybe my government isn't so bad after all. Ours, like we really don't have it that bad. Like compared to him, some people have it awful compared to we do, and people still complain about it. I know people are going to complain. They're going to do their things like people do, but I think it's important to know how lucky we really are to be living in this generation, to be living in this time frame. And Voltaire really stepped up and he worked 18 hours a day, only fueled by coffee, just to do this and change our future, even though he's not even living in it right now. So our society may not be perfect, but I will most certainly never complain about the government again. The end. Thank you.